My first semester of social work school is finally finished. Let's talk about it. Hi everybody, it's your girl Brittany, and this is Let's Talk About It, Brit. So now that my semester has come to an end, I would like to talk about my experience and overall what I thought about it. It was draining. When people said getting your master's is hard work, they were not lying. So the classes that I was taking, it was about 5 classes. I took policy, human behavior, a research class, a practice class, and then I have a practicum course. So for my human and behavior class, it was talking about birth to adolescence. So we just talked about why people act the way they act, how their environment affects their behaviors. Policy, we spoke about policies, the history, everything you could think of history-wise. That's what we talked about. It was a history class, which was very informative. We had a research class, which obviously is strictly research. You find a topic, you research it. Our practice class really focused on a lot of role play. I guess the class was to teach us how to interact with our clients. And then we had a practicum course that we did once a month, and we talked about our practicum. So for the policy class, I'm not really a history person, but I enjoyed it. It was very easy. We had a midterm, a final, and 2 papers that were like 5 to 8 pages. The class was very fun. I learned a lot. I have no complaints. I finished that class with A-. The second class is human and behavior. Love the class. It's very interesting. A lot of interesting topics, a lot of theorists that you learn about, like cognitive behavior, micro, macro, social work. Everything you could think of is in that class. That class was stressing me out. We had a midterm, a final. We had 4 papers, 2 5 to 8 page papers and 2 8 to 10 page papers, which was so annoying. Then on top of that, we had weekly discussion posts. Same thing with policy, weekly discussion posts. We had weekly discussion posts. And then on top of that, she gave us assignments outside of that, like in-class assignments that were not on the syllabus. So for example, she would make us watch a movie and we would have to write a biopsychosocial on it. That class, the professor was really nice, but it was just way too much work. And this didn't even include the readings. So that class really put me through hell. But I did learn a lot from it. But again, it was too much. I ended up getting a B+ in that class. The next class was research. My professor was non-existent. She's like one of the top researchers in New York. So she was very, very busy. She was either working on a research or going to a conference or getting an award. So I could literally count the amount of times that I've seen her seen her in class. My topic that I researched was how does social media cause depression and anxiety in adolescents? So that was a fun topic. That class was very challenging because it was new to me. In my undergrad, I did write research papers, but this was like a real research paper, like you're doing a study and method and statistics, and it was very, very overwhelming. It was my first time doing something called the annotated bibliography. I did not know what it was. That paper had to be 10 pages long. Definitely an experience. Definitely will never be a researcher. But that class, I had to put in work. And for that class, we just had the 2 annotated bibs, which was about 10 pages, and then the final paper, which was about 10 pages. So you're looking at 20 pages, honestly. No midterm, no final, no weekly discussions. I finished that class off with an A-. So kudos to me. Then we have practice. Practice, I feel like my professor was a very laid back person. I think all my professors were pretty laid back. But she was like real laid back. Like, we're not staying in class for the entire time. We didn't learn about like the book that she had given us to read. You know, we never went over lessons. It was just, we're gonna do role play. So we were put into groups in the beginning of the semester, and that just so happens to be the groups that we worked with the whole entire semester. So we did different role plays. So for example, one of my role plays was me being a student social worker, and I'm with a supervisor who is making me shadow another social worker do group therapy. So little stuff like that. And it was fun. We were busy. It wasn't a boring class, so I enjoyed it. I finished that class with a B+. That class, no midterm, no final. And we just had one short 5-page paper, so no complaints. Then the next class is practicum. We met with that class once a month, and we used that class to talk about our practicum, like what our experiences are, what we should be looking forward to next semester. And it was just kind of like a course. I felt that we just decompressed and just told the professor what we felt about the semester in general and our courses. My professor for that class is pretty dope. I love her. She's very, very sweet. So that class was an easy pass. It's either a pass or a fail. So you already know I passed that. I finished the semester with a 3.5 GPA. So I'm also happy about that. Overall, this semester was really good. I really have no complaints, but it was hard work. It's very, very textbook based, meaning you have to read a lot. I'm saying one of my classes, the chapters was 80 pages long. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. After the first month and a half, I wasn't reading the textbook anymore. Like, I was just winging it. The only time I opened my textbook was when I had to do like a discussion post based off of a chapter or something. That's the only time. Or I had to reference it for a paper. I was not reading it. It was too much. People were telling me to skim. I don't know how to skim and retain information. So, I mean, what helped me get good grades and pass my exams and do well on papers was class participation and reading the slides. That's pretty much it. If you pay attention, you're gonna remember it. It's really not that hard. But I just wasn't retaining anything with the textbooks. And to be honest, I've never read textbooks for college anyway. It's never been a help for me. But these textbooks are really, really good. That's why I bought them, so that way in the future I can always reference it. But as far as trying to juggle reading and all these assignments, especially for human and behavior, it was just very overwhelming, and I couldn't do it, right? Because I got class, I got assignments for all my classes, papers, then I had my practicum, then you work full time, and you have a personal life. It was very, very overwhelming. Overall, the semester was pretty smooth, a little hectic, manageable. That's the word, manageable. And I'm looking forward to next semester. Next semester, I'm going to be taking the second part of human behavior, policy, and practice. So it's going to be practice 2, practice 3, human behavior 2, and policy 2. Some of my professors for those courses are the same ones that I had for this semester that just passed. So I think it's going to make the spring semester smooth because I already know what to expect. I know how they grade. I'm expecting the workload. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I'm on this little winter break because, whew, stress. But anyways, if you like these videos and want more, please subscribe, like, comment, share. I would really appreciate it. If you are interested in CPS or social work, please like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you're in the field, I would love to hear your experience. And that is it.
Yeah, let's make it happen, girl. I need some time. Speaking of time.